Nests. Pests. No. Rests. No. Aha! Quests. As in, what do partridge hunters do? They go on quests for the holy quail.
No, Jester. I think thou meant to say, the time has come once more for jests. That is what thou dost mean, right?
Thou ist quite right. Let me begin anew. West hail again, our noble guests. The time is here once more for jests.
Now, jest in case thou hast forgot, thou canst signal thy pleasure, cold or hot, to what we say or what we imply, to what is the truth or what is a lie. Now, if thou be but slightly bemused, thou canst audibly utter, twitter, twitter, twitter. Now let's try this. Twitter, twitter, twitter. Very good. Thou canst twitter with the best of them. Now, if thou be but moderately amused, thou canst audibly utter, chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Now let's try this. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Absolutely commendable.
But if thou dost feel a great guffaw coming on, do not stifle it. Do not repress it. Utter it even onto the ends of the table. Guffaw, guffaw, guffaw.
Guffaw, guffaw, guffaw.
Now, let's see if we can remember what to say. If I hold out my right hand, say twitter, twitter, twitter. If I hold out my left hand, say chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. And if I stick out my tongue, say guffaw, guffaw, guffaw.
Twitter, 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 twitter. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle.
Guffaw, guffaw, guffaw.
Chuckle, guffaw.
Very good.
I see. The twits are good, the goofs are good, but the chucks are relatively wimpy. Perhaps they need our help with a good cheer. Go Chuck! Go Chuck! Go Chuck! Go Chuck! Go Chuck! Oh, Chuck! Very good.
Now remember the golden rule. Do unto the jester only after he has done unto you. And you ain't been done unto yet, not hardly at all. Now, what do you get when you cross a parrot and a dragon?
What do you get when you cross a parrot and a dragon?
I don't know, but when it talks, you better listen. Well, twitter to you too.
Jester, it wouldst pleaseth us immensely if thou wouldst for us a story maketh up.
Maketh I a story up? Up? Me?
Yes, make it the story.
Well, if I were to make it the story up, it must by needs be short. There is, of course, a wonderful little story by the Brothers Grimm called Rapunzel, Rapunzel, Let Down Your Hair. I would need help in telling it, though. A beautiful damsel, a handsome prince, a distraught father, and a generic witch, and 17 feet of hair. I, of course, could play any part except the hair. I don't do hair.
I don't think we wrote Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your heir. An heir is a son or a daughter that would inherit all your wealth when you die. And if you die broke? Well, then I suppose you have let down your heir.
Maybe that is what we meant.
No. I think what we really meant was hair as in rabbit. It should be Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your rabbit.
I had one of those once.
What?
A rabbit. It got 23 kilometers per carrot, but I had to trade it in. The engine started going thump, thump, thump. I knew thumping was wrong. Alas, poor Thumper.
That sounds like a furry tale. Get it? Furry tale, rabbit. Well, thank you.
No, what I think we really meant was H-A-I-R, hair. You see, at the end of the story, Rapunzel was to snatch the wig off the old witch's head and throw it out to the handsome prince.
Yes, and we were going to call it Wig Out Rapunzel, baby!
I think that's real grim, you two. Enough of this silliness. We were just splitting hairs anyway. It's time to pick the players for our little entertainments.
We shall be the player pickers. It's a tough and dirty job, but someone has to do it. First for the role of beautiful damsel. Who would like to audition for this? Oh, sorry, too short. Oh, too tall, I'm sorry. Oh, too frowny. I'm sorry, too smiley. Oh, and to what depths has this theater sunk? And thou shouldst not be sitting down if thou art auditioning for the role of beautiful damsel, but alas, thou art overqualified. Oh well, let's not worry about the role of beautiful damsel right now. Perhaps someone who is just right will show up.
Perhaps we'll have better luck filling the role of the handsome prince. This man must be gallant, charming, brave, debonair, a courageous fighter, a fine singer, and so there I go again describing myself. But is there anyone else?
I am he whom thou art seeking. I am gallant. I am always charming. I am brave. I am a courageous fighter. I am a fine singer, and I know what debonair means.
I'm sorry, but thou art too old and too random.
I know what that means. First, it was too young. Then, it was too old. Next, I suppose it was just right. Are you sure this isn't Goldilocks and the Three Bears? He said he was a wit, but he was only half right.
Is there no one else who would like to audition?
Hi there. I'm the great He Who.
The great he who?
I am the he who is the Mr. Right. I am not gallant. I am not charming. I am not brave. I am not a courageous fighter. I am not a fine singer. I have never even heard of the word debonair before. But below all, I'm the great He Who is the cousin of the king.
The cousin of the king. Well, then thou art not only Mr. Right, thou art Mr. Perfect. Now, we need only a distraught father and a generic witch. I suppose I could play the role of the beautiful damsel, if I must.
Jester, is this going to take long? It's reminding me of the Middle Ages starting to drag on and on.
Oh, that's silly. Thou shouldst be more subtle with a delicate talent like the Jester's.
Well, how wouldst thou tell him to hurry?
I would tell him in a compassionate voice, "Hey, Jester, move it and lose it!"
They're not only grim, they're pushy. Well, we need a distraught father, a generic witch, and 17 feet of hair. So, would all the men of the royal court who wish to audition please raise their right hands? I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and to make this part no bigger than it is. Good.
Pick a number between I and X. What are thy numbers? The winning number is VIII.
Oh, goody, goody, goody! I won! Congratulations, sire. Thou art the father. A distraught father. And any last words?
Well, that's enough of that. Would anybody like to be a witch? Are there any lords present who would care to nominate someone for the role of witch? Aha, just as I thought. Discretion is already the better part of valor.
Then we must do it in the most democratic way possible, considering all the political ramifications, the social injustices, and our staunch, unbending position demanding a quick and easy compromise. So, will all those present please pick a number between I and MCMIXXC? I shall reveal this number to Lord Mertonsire. Well, are just those who think they are close, shout out your number.
X, X, I, X, X, I, MX, X, IV, MCI, XV, I,
MCMIXXDDT.
MIX, no, MIXXI, no, just a minute, MIXXIX, oh, I'm so nervous, MIXXIXIXXI PBI.
Now, does anyone think they are close enough? If so, perhaps thou canst whisper thy number into my ear. Thou art close. I said it's a tough and dirty job, but someone has to do it. Whisper thy number into my ear just once more. Thou art correct. The number is MCMLXYIII. Congratulations, my dear. Thou art a witch.
What?
No, witch.
Which what? Or what witch?
Just thy plain old-fashioned, down-home, fun-loving, generic witch. And I do think that thou art on the wrong page of the script. Those are the lines from the previous page.
Oh, silly me, what a foolish mistake.
Well, never thou mind. I am thy director, and I am here to help thee all I can.
Oh, thou art wonderful.
Yes, I guess I am. It's a great burden, but someone has to be wonderful.
Well, we have our distraught father, our handsome prince, and our generic witch. Now we need only a beautiful damsel and 17 feet of hair.
We'll have to leave it to chance. Where can we find 17 feet of hair?
17 feet of hair?
That is one heck of a long rabbit.
I have a delivery here for a Mr. Jester.
I am he who is expecting from out of the clear blue 17 feet of hair.
Where dost thou want this hairball?
I'll take it.
Sure. Why not? Goodbye. Crazy.
The cast is picked, so the entertainment begins. A drum roll, if you please. Take it away, Grimms.
Let's tell them a story.
That's a splendid idea.
Once upon a
I'm
in a
Forest
in
Germany
lived a
woodcarver
and his
wife.
She was
Great with child, and not too bad with him either, I might add.
she had an intense
Craving pickles
and
ice cream
and
Rapunzel.
Time out for trivia. What was the name of the salad greens that grew in the garden of the witch next door to the Grimms?
Bananas.
Pumpkins? No. It was Rapunzel.
she was growing
Weak,
and
sick,
and
weaker,
and
sicker,
and
bigger.
her distraught
Husband
said,
I am distraught. My wife is great with child, and if she does not get Rapunzel soon, she will surely die. Tonight, I will climb over to the witch's wall and steal some Rapunzel.
And so
that night
he did.
Stop, thief! Take thy hands off my Rapunzel!
Please, witch, have pity. My wife is great with child, and if she does not get Rapunzel soon, she will surely die.
Yes, take all you want. I only want a small promise in return. Before the child is born, thou canst have the Rapunzel. And after the child is born, I will have the child. Fair enough?
the distraught
Husband
was not only distraught, he was
stupid.
Okay?
he brought the
Rapunzel
to his
wife,
who said,
thank you very much. Now fetch me the ice cream and pickles.
Sweetheart, thou must be kidding.
a few
Months.
later a little
Girl
was
born.
Oh, this is the good part now. But first, I need the help of all those in the audience. Raise thy hand. Thou art herewith picked to play the part of the forest. Whenever thou hear the word forest, raise thy hands and sway them to and fro as good little trees do. All right, down hands. First, the witch took the child. Next, she names them Rapunzel.
I name you Rapunzel.
Rapunzel grew to be a beautiful young woman, but she wouldn't cut her hair, hung down to the floor in a long braid. Rapunzel thought this was real cool. The witch did not. So she took her to a high tower deep in the forest. Good, down hands. This tower had no door or staircase, just a little window high up under the roof. There wasn't much to do in the tower, and Rapunzel spent her days singing. She had a small but unpleasant voice. She made friends with many little birds who told her it was more than adequate. This comforted her, but the tower days had a definite effect on little Rapunzel. She was strange. Every night, the witch would come to the bottom of the tower and call up to her,
Rapunzel, let down thy hair.
The first few nights, Rapunzel would just comb out her hair and go to bed. The witch was not pleased. Thereafter, little Rap would fasten her hair to a hook by the window and let down her braid, and the witch would climb up. Neat trick, eh? This went on for 3 years. Forrest! Just checking. Down hands.
Then one summer's day, a prince was riding through the
Forest. Forest?
Good. When he heard
Rapunzel.
singing,
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my
Oh, down hands!
I've never before heard such an enchanting voice. I shall ride closer and see if I can find a door to the tower. However, I do not think I shall find one. At least, not in this story. It would ruin it, wouldn't it? Oh, wouldn't you know, there is no door in the tower. Oh, mercy me. Whatever shall I do? I shall have to hide in the forest. Forest! Good. And see how the witch gets herself up to the little window.
down, hands.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair. Never mind.
Aha!
The witch prince thought,
If that is the only way to reach little Rap Rap, then I shall try it myself. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair.
I would ask that the audience would close thine eyes and suspend thy disbelief.
she did it.
And he climbed up.
Open your eyes.
I have heard thee voice, and it is, more than adequate. Now that I look at thee, maybe I made a mistake coming here. It is really high up in this tower. I feel like a hair traffic controller.
Follow thy script, or thou shalt be hair today and gone tomorrow.
I hair you. Now that I look at thee, I realize that true beauty is not just skin deep. Because if it were, this chick would be in trouble. Come with me to my castle, where we will be man and wife.
He can do really well when he tries. Alas, there is no way for me out of this.
Okay.
Unless thou dost return each night with a skein of silk that I can weave into a ladder. Then we can escape together.
Thou art indeed clever. I shall return.
So, every night, the prince appeared. This went on for some time until one day, when the ladder was almost finished, the princess said to the witch,
Why is it that thou art so much heavier to draw up than the handsome prince? Rotten kid! Thou hast deceived me! I will put thee where thy prince will never find thee!
So she cut off Rap Rap's
Hair.
and banished her to a
Wilderness.
far beyond the
Forest. Forest? Good.
down.
Hands.
That night when the prince went to see little Rap Rap, the witch hung the braid out of the hook by the window.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair.
the witch let down the hair, and suspend thy disbelief once more, the prince climbed up. But instead of the adequate princess was the ugly witch. He exclaimed loudly,
I think I made a mistake coming here.
So, thou hast come for thy little chickadee. Well, I'm afraid she hast flown the coop. Thou shalt never see her again. It feels so good to be so mean.
The poor prince was beside himself with grief.
I'm what?
Thou art beside thyself with grief.
You know, that's a really difficult thing to pull off. A guy could get hurt doing that kind of thing. I could slip and fall out this window, landing on all those thorn bushes down below, losing my eyesight and having to wander aimlessly throughout the kingdom. Ah!
Once again, suspend thy disbelief.
And that is just what happened. Luckily, the
Trees! Fool you!
of the
Forests! Good.
luckily the trees of the forest saved his life. Down
Hands.
he wandered aimlessly for 2 years.
Wander, wander, aimlessly, 2 years. Time sure flies when you are having fun. Wander, wander. 10 seconds left. Aha!
I'll tell the rest of the story. I just love stories that end well. One day the prince stumbled into Rapunzel, so to speak. She instantly recognized him.
Oh, haven't we met before? Thou dost look so familiar. Hast thou ever been to the tower? Thou dost look so familiar. Sir Lancelot? No. Robin the Hood? No. Oh, sure I know. Oh, thou art the handsome prince. Oh, but those rags. And thou canst not see me. Oh, pity, pity, pity. I think I'm going to cry.
Her tears of pity, pity, pity fell on the formerly handsome prince's face. His sight was restored. He was beside himself with joy.
I'm beside myself with joy. I think I made a mistake coming here.
He swept her up in his arms and carried her off to his kingdom.
Sorry, I am not a caring person. Come, walk this way.
And of course, they lived happily ever after.